Have you ever felt like this? You are trying, really trying. You wake up with good intentions. You make plans. You promise yourself you will change. You study. You work. You push yourself. But at the end of the day, nothing feels different. No big results. No big progress. No big success. And slowly, a dangerous thought appears. Maybe I'm not good enough. If you feel like this, I want you to breathe for a moment, because this feeling is more common than you think. Here's the hard truth. Growth is invisible at the beginning. When you go to the gym for 1 week, your body does not change. When you practice English for a few days, you don't suddenly become fluent. When you try to build discipline, you still feel lazy sometimes. And that's where most people quit. Not because they are incapable, but because they expect visible results too fast. You are trying, but you are measuring the wrong things. You look for big changes, big confidence, big success, big transformation. But real growth is quiet. It's small. It's almost invisible. And because you don't see it, you think it's not working. Pause and ask yourself, are you really not progressing? Or are you just not patient enough to notice it? The most painful part of trying is not failure. It's effort without visible reward. You wake up early. You try to focus. You try to improve. You try to be disciplined. But your life still looks the same. And that's frustrating. Because in your mind, effort should equal results. If I try hard, I should see progress. If I work consistently, I should feel different. If I practice every day, I should be better by now. But real life doesn't work like that. Here's something important. Progress is not linear. It doesn't go up every day. Sometimes it feels flat. Sometimes it even feels worse. When you start improving yourself, something strange happens. You become more aware of your mistakes, more aware of your weaknesses, more aware of how far you still need to go. And that awareness can feel like failure. But it's not failure. It's growth. Let's take English learning as an example. At the beginning, you don't know what you don't know. You feel okay. But once you start learning seriously, you realize, my pronunciation is not perfect. My vocabulary is limited. I still hesitate when speaking. And suddenly you feel worse than before. But in reality, you're improving. You're just seeing clearly for the first time. Clarity feels uncomfortable. Another reason it feels like it's not working. You compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. You see people who are fluent, confident, disciplined, successful, and you forget how long it took them. You only see the result, not the years of invisible effort, not the days they doubted themselves, not the moments they almost quit. Comparison kills motivation because it ignores the process. And here is something very honest. Sometimes you are trying, but not in the right way. Trying harder is not always the answer. Sometimes you need a better system, smaller goals, more rest, more consistency, or simply more time. Growth is not just about intensity. It's about direction. If you push yourself in the wrong direction, you only get tired. And when you get tired, you start thinking, maybe I'm not built for this. But maybe you're just in the boring middle. The stage where nothing looks impressive. The stage where nobody claps for you. The stage where progress is slow and silent. Most people quit in the boring middle. Not because it's impossible, but because it's not exciting. If you're still trying, even when it feels like it's not working, that already says something powerful about you. You care. You haven't given up. And that matters more than you think. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, if I continue like this for 1 year, would I really stay the same? Or would small changes slowly transform me? So what do you do when you feel like it's not working? First, stop looking for proof every day. Most people quit because they check results too often. They plant the seed, and then dig it up every day to see if it's growing. Growth doesn't work like that. You don't see the roots forming under the ground. But that doesn't mean nothing is happening. Right now your roots are growing. Your discipline is forming. Your patience is improving. Your mindset is changing, even if your results are still small. Second, measure effort, not outcome. Instead of asking, did my life change? Did I show up today? Did you study for 15 minutes? Did you try again? Did you avoid quitting? That is progress. Small, quiet, powerful progress. And small progress repeated daily becomes transformation. 3. Accept that frustration is part of growth. If you feel frustrated, it means you care. If you feel impatient, it means you want more. That's not weakness. That's ambition. But ambition without patience becomes self-doubt. And patience is what turns effort into results. Here is something you need to hear. Just because it's slow doesn't mean it's not working. Just because you don't see results doesn't mean you're failing. Just because you feel stuck doesn't mean you are. Sometimes growth is happening internally before it appears externally. Your confidence is building. Your skills are improving. Your standards are rising. And one day, the results will suddenly look fast. But they were built slowly. So if you're trying, keep trying. But stop attacking yourself. Stop saying, "It's not working." Instead say, "It's working quietly." Stay consistent. Stay patient. Stay honest with your effort. And most importantly, don't quit in the invisible stage. Because that's where real change begins. And now I want you to think about this. What if the only thing you're missing is time? Keep going. It might already be working.